In our 17 years of marriage, my wife has been my best friend and soulmate. When rheumatoid arthritis forced her to cut off her beloved wedding ring, I embarked on a secret mission to replace it, involving the family of the original jeweler who had since passed away. Now, with the new rings arriving on Thursday, I'm planning the perfect surprise to show her just how much she means to me. Her reaction is going to be priceless. So, my wife and I have been together for 17 years. We are still stupid for each other, and she is the absolute love of my life, best friend, confidant, and co-conspirator. About 2 years ago she started having joint aches and pains, and some minor swelling in her hands, wrists, ankles, etc. So off we got to the GP, who gave us a consultation with a rheumatologist. Come to find out, she has rheumatoid arthritis. No worries, she starts treatment. Fast forward to a month ago, when our North Texas weather decided to go full mental, and start changing temps and rain/weather by the hour it seemed. She woke up after overnight temp changes and thunderstorms, and her hands were huge. Worse, her small petite fingers looked like sausages. And even though she had been previously warned about this, had slept in her wedding ring. So off to the doctor's office, where they had to cut off her ring. So now for the bad, our rings were specially ordered from Ireland and custom designed, and have words in Gaelic around the exterior of the ring, negating any type of repair, and they were designed and made 17 years ago. She was absolutely gutted. I assured her we would figure it out, and it wasn't a big deal, but I could tell to her it was. Begin Sherlock Holmes mode. I Googled until I couldn't Google anymore. I was able to find that the original jeweler had closed up shop 10+ years ago just due to age. I searched some more. I finally found his personal Facebook page, and I messaged him, and waited, and waited. I finally got a response from his daughter, that she had noticed a pending message on her DAW's page, and that he passed away just 6 months ago. I express my condolences, and she asks what was the purpose of my inquiry. I go into this long diatribe about what had happened, etc. She tells me she understands and is so sorry about what had happened. Fast forward a couple of weeks. I get a message on Facebook from an unknown person, until she explains this was the daughter of the jeweler. She explains that she went through all her dad's designs and looked up the approximate dates, and thinks she found the drawings, details and molds in her dad's things, and wanted me to confirm. She sent pictures, and I confirmed that yes, those are our rings. She said she would get all of this to us as soon as possible, and asked for our address. I opened my email this morning to find tracking information and pictures. Our rings. She went ahead and had her brother, who had taken over her father's business, make our wedding bands again, in her original size, and 2 extra in 2 larger sizes in case her condition causes her fingers to swell/change, and mailed them out to us, at no charge. I asked why they did both as mine was fine, and she said it would not be fair that my wife had to have a new ring, and I was allowed to keep my old one. She told me we needed to put our original set away, and to enjoy our new wedding bands. I asked about compensation, and she said she was honored to keep her dad's work and spirit alive. Our new wedding bands will be here Thursday. Trying to think of a romantic way to present her with them, as she has no idea any of this took place. Edit: I rarely keep anything from her, but didn't want to tell her I was trying only for her to be ultimately disappointed. The absolute hardest thing for me from now, until they arrive, will be to not tell her, as we tell each other everything. So now I not only need to figure out how to do this, but not to spill the beans until then. Our friends nicknamed us Mickey and Mallory, as well as Marshall and Lily from How I Met Your Mother, because we literally tell each other everything. Edit 2: I thought about taking her to our local favorite restaurant, where I actually proposed to her. She's a nurse, a VA nurse how we met 18 years ago, and so always goes to the bathroom to wash her hands prior to ordering. When I originally proposed, I waited until she got up to wash her hands, dropped her ring in her wine glass, and waited. Am thinking of a repeat. Edit 3: and to those of you saying, I am awesome, not in the slightest. She is my world. She brought 2 sons to this Atwater family that were my pleasure to raise, and are now my best friends. She is the reason I breathe, and supported all of us when I went back to school to achieve my 2 doctorates to advance my career. She is my hero. I wake up every day to earn her all over again. This was one small thing I was able to do to bring her happiness. Her joy is why I have a heartbeat. And I don't give a good flying F at a rolling donut if I seem sappy. If a man isn't allowed to get sappy over his wife, he shouldn't have one. TLD: our wife had to have rings cut off, due to swelling from arthritis. I went to Hardy Boys and found the original jeweler, who had passed away. My daughter found original molds/orders and recreated rings without my knowledge, and mailed them out. Was seeking advice on how to give her the new wedding bands. So I have just returned from lunch, where my wife received her new bands. We kept it low-key, no pictures/video, and semi-private. What we did was plan to take her cut band to a local jeweler after lunch, and invited our 2 sons to lunch before the appointment. While ordering, oldest son asks to see the damaged/cut wedding band, saying he might be able to fix it. He takes it below the table and starts acting like he is squeezing and straining, and then places a complete fixed band on the table, and asks his mom if that works. She is astounded, and places the band on her finger, but it is too big. Youngest son says he can fix that, and asks for the band. Wife reluctantly and with a look of WTF is going on her face, hands the band to our youngest. He takes it below the table, and squeezes and strains, and makes it smaller, but not quite perfect, when she puts it on. She is now trying to figure it out, and as she takes it off and starts to inspect it, I take it away from her and do the same act as our boys, but this time, the band fits perfectly on her finger, and she has quite literally had enough. She finally takes it off, and is inspecting it pretty hard and cannot figure it out. Until my oldest places her cut and older band on the table, our youngest places the too large band on the table, and I place the next size on the table. At this point she's just staring at all of us, and I explain what had happened, and how I was able to find the jeweler, etc. I even showed her the Reddit post. She didn't start crying until reading about the comments and all the caring and support you guys posted. Lunch was ordered, we all talked about everything. Ate lunch as a family, parted ways back to respective work home, etc. She wife did mention that after reading all the replies, she would have killed me if I had gone full public display, and all that, so very thankful to those that suggested to keep it low-key and semi-private. So, about the jeweler. They responded to my email regarding posting the name/info, and would like to maintain their privacy. The oldest son is making jewelry and doing repairs only to catch up previous orders and work requests prior to their father's passing. Once it is all caught up, they are closing it for good. They sent copies of the drawings and mold for our bands, and we placed them in our safe at home. In case this happens again, we can get something made/designed. I followed up asking if there was any way to repay their kindness, and haven't had a response. Regardless, my wife is planning on hitting up some local spots and making them a Texan gift package and sending it to them. And that's it. She is extremely happy and overjoyed. I am really glad it's over, as I had no idea this would garner this much attention, and can now go back to our normal lives. Thanks to everyone for their suggestions, and we are grateful to all the outpouring of genuine caring. Thank you to everyone that sent silver, gold, and platinum. It wasn't necessary but greatly appreciated. Edit. I keep reading comments about the jewelers and this being fake. The daughter, son, and an uncle are all working part-time to finish work that was commissioned prior to their father's passing. From what was explained to me, none of them were or plan to be in the jewelry business. So, take that however you want. I have tried to be as genuine as possible, and have zero reason to be dishonest. I really do feel sorry for the cynical way some people live life. Follow the old adage, if you can't say something nice. TLDR took wife and sons to lunch, pretended to try and fix her band. Sons helped in the scenario. Wife was finally presented all 3 bands that were sent, and told about what had occurred.